So you want to start wholesaling real estate, or you want to get involved in real estate? You've been looking to start something that can change the direction of your life, as far as your financial situation. Really could change your entire situation. Well, tonight we're talking about how you can get started in real estate, specifically wholesaling real estate, which is one of the most democratic forms of real estate investing there is. There's more people entering through this space than any other space. And the ability to start at this space is more accessible than any other form of investing in real estate, or just as accessible as any other form of investing in real estate. So we're going to talk about how you can get started, right? And I got my guy, the cleaner of the cleanest, the closer of the closers, Mr. Cordero, up in the great hills of Tennessee. What's going on, man?
Man, you know what it's like. It's another day in paradise, dealing with these sellers on these phones all day long. You know what that's like, man. Trying to get on your level.
Talking about on the phone, man. What tell the people? So if you don't know, whatever, man. If you don't know, you're constantly talking to these sellers. You're constantly talking, but when you talk to another field of what's going on out there with people who own property, Cordero got a little, he got his handle lease on. Tennessee for sure.
Hey, Byron, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, it was cutting. I don't know. It was cutting out when you was talking. But yeah, man, I mean, as far as what these sellers is talking about on the phones, dude. Ooh, today, Byron got a term that he coined called the prodigal seller. You know what I mean? Sellers that, and this isn't just, this can happen in any market, as we can see. You get a seller, you let them know what you can do, and what, for one reason or another, they leave and they don't take your offer, and then they end up coming back with their tail tucked between their legs, and I was like, you know what? You actually had a decent offer all along, right? Because what this really does is it paints the picture, just reminding people, letting people know we actually provide good value. There are times where you'll talk to sellers and they will be hung up on a number. They're hung up on a price, and they're not so in tune with, the value that I'm getting. They don't know the market. So they don't understand what it's like. We do home transactions all the time. Byron does them every day, sometimes 5 times a day. He's going to closings and, spending money, making money, balling out. That's Byron. But these sellers, they may sell their house one time in their entire life. You know what I mean? They might buy a house and sell a house one time in their entire life. Or maybe they buy a house twice. They don't do it often, so they don't understand what a good opportunity looks like. It happens. It's our job, and I talk a lot about acquisitions, but I'm talking about in the role, because you got to do everything. You got to do acquisition, disposition, but in the role where you're communicating with the seller, letting them know the value, trying to get them locked up under contract so you can officially provide them the service. It's our job to communicate, hey, it's not about top dollar all the time. When your property is a little bit worse for wear, if you need to close quickly, we can provide that, then you should rock with us. If you need to close and your property got problems, you should rock with us. If when by problems, I mean condition, terrible. And so this seller that we had, he didn't believe us that we was offering him the best competitive cash offer that could be offered. And some real estate agent came along and sold him a dream. Hey, we can list your property. We can get so much more. We can get this and that. Okay. Right. Then he left. He got what I call a Mike Tyson treatment. I'm talking about, everybody got a plan till they get hit in the mouth. Right. He got the Mike Tyson treatment, put his property on the market, price cut, price cut. I'm talking about, I forgot where he started out with, but cut the price, cut the price. Go under contract, out of contract, under contract, out of contract. So he comes back and he's just like, hey, man, I'm ready to go ahead and I should have went with you all along. I should have went with you all along because we're offering great value. He just had to go. Some people got to learn stuff the hard way. You know what I mean? Byron, I'm sure you had your fair share of prodigal sellers. How does that go for you?
Man, I've had some dude. I had one lady, man, she was going crazy. I guess well the dude wasn't mad at you, but nah, she was mad at me. And she was just going off. I never da 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 and was just going off on how much she wouldn't sell a house for, and she can't believe this, and that. You know, she's selling her house to somebody else, da 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 da. Next thing you know, a couple of days later, she come back. Hey, is the offer still on the table? I said, man, you got to be kidding me. I should have said, nah, it's lower.
It's not it's not at all a joke, by the way, Byron. They're not kidding when they do this because they'll do this, but it's a lot of you got to be kidding me moments. I remember I had a seller who we was talking to him. I'm talking about dude cussed us out. He blocked us on all platforms. He told us to put him on the DNC, the do not call list. So we put him on our DNC, our company-wide DNC, just to make sure if a seller or a prospect or a client that you're looking to work with, if they say do not call me, don't be ridiculous. Don't call them. All platforms should have some form of DNC company-wide. We know this person, this phone number, we will not call them anymore because they requested it, and that's just what they want. So fine, we put them on a DNC, so we couldn't get a hold of him. But even if he reached back into us, he couldn't get a hold of us because he's on our do not call list. Like we know not to contact this number. So he had to email us. That means he had to hunt for us. He was trying to call us and text us to tuck his tail and come back and say, hey, actually, I'm sorry. I meant to, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to go with you guys. I'm sorry. I take back but he couldn't. So he had to try to find the email and he emailed us. That's how that works. So I'm like, dude completely disregarded us and came back, tucked his tail. So the prodigal sellers. And that's definitely a are you kidding me moment. He was like, F you, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it happens.
Dude, it's crazy, man. I actually had a person I was texting, and you know they put stop, da 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 da. They went back and said start. They went back and typed start, and then went to messages talking about that they was interested in selling. I'm like, man, that's crazy, man. You have to go in there and type start.
What? I didn't even know that was an option.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. But yeah, I've definitely dealt with a lot of people that ended up changing, coming back, and getting deals done. So, but dude, man, I know it's crazy out there in the market these days. A lot of people interested in getting started. Want to get started. What are some things that you would tell people? That's looking to do something like this. Maybe somebody that's, 23, they don't know what they're doing with their life. They didn't try to do this, that, and the third. Went out there, thought they was making some money, realized that, man, this money right here ain't talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? like they looking like, man, I seen this wholesale real estate thing. I seen this, maybe somebody's working a 9 to 5, and it's like, man, I want to take this thing to another level for me and my family. And it's like, okay, how do they take a step in this real estate game, this wholesale real estate game?
Dude, I appreciate the question, but I'm going to, because the way you worded it, I'm going to lead with, if you just getting into this just to make money, I mean, that's the point. We're doing this to make money now. But if your mindset, when cats come to me like, how much you making this? How many dollars have you made? And it's like, listen, I get that. It is about money, but this business can get tough. This is just for future references. This business can get tough. And you got to have like some level of commitment beyond just dollars, because you can go make money anywhere. Like if it was just about trading your time for dollars, you could just go get a higher paying 9 to 5 and kill yourself and be miserable. You know what I mean?
Most of the times, like some of these people, they're not just trying to get money. You know what I'm saying? It's like
that was just a preface.
I can't be independent. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
can't really put my family in a position that they want to be in.
Yeah, now this is something life changing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They looking for something that is life changing. Like they trying to change life.
But you know, I think again, I say this: it's a million ways to make $1 million, and I know exactly the point you're making, Byron. I just want to be clear because I meet a lot of guys that come across wholesale. There are people who want to get in real estate. Like for example, yeah, when Byron figured this out, he did it. He took off, but he studied real estate for 8 years, and likewise for myself. So this made sense. Maybe some of you guys are more Forex, but the question is, if you realize that this is what you want to get started on. Once you arrive to that decision, you get rid of doubt and you make sure that you want to go into wholesale real estate. This is where you at. First of all, get rid of doubt. That's one thing I'm going to tell you. Don't think that it's a possibility or maybe. You need to figure out some type of way to get a level of certainty that this can happen for you. You're capable of making this happen. The next thing I would say, and kind of a caveat off to that, a good way to get rid of doubt is get around or connect with people who actually do this. Get around or connect with people who actually do this. You know what I'm saying? You need to get in the room with or get with the group of people who actually wholesale or invest in real estate on a daily basis, because they'll be able to bridge the gap for you, right? And so once you do that, you'll be able to connect with these people. It's like getting with a teacher. It's like connecting with. It's like, you know, Byron was also a teacher. It's just like you never be struggling in the class and you say, I'm struggling. If you go to connect with that teacher and build a relationship with that teacher and spend time with them, like, hey, I need help in your calculus class. I need to be doing extracurriculars. I mean, I need to be doing extra homework, or you need to show me how to do the homework personally. Like I can't just get it on my own. That's how you do. So I would say one of the biggest things is just connect with people. That's the one thing. Connect with people and be ready and read the 10X rule. That's what I would say.
Yeah. So Isaac on Instagram says, how do I disclose to my sellers that I may sell it for a profit without saying it that way? Cordero got a great way of saying it. Go ahead and break it down, man.
That's how I say it. That's what I tell them. I say, hey, listen, buddy, I may sell it for a profit. That's exactly what I say verbatim, dude. So I'm going to tell them, look.
There we go.
Yeah. Byron ain't the only one.
Shout out to Shami.
Shami coming through. Listen, Byron be having this all the time. Shout out to Shami, man. Shami is have a good team. Speaking of Shami, that's another thing that, you know, I would say, just guys, you got to make sure you have a good team player. So shout out to Shami. Thank you.
Shami, I'm right now. I'm telling you, you've done your deed. You supported the crew. Now you can go ahead and go to bed. You need to go to sleep, get your rest. You know, Cordero work you to death. So go ahead and get your rest. Work you to death tomorrow. So just go ahead and get your rest.
Don't listen. Don't even, because first of all, Byron really, really does work his crew members. I'm talking about, you know, rain, sleet, or snow. But Shami just want to come support, man. Byron, you can't be the only one that got your VAs coming after hours to support, man. Stop it. But to answer Isaac's question, I'm doing this on every single call too. Now I'm doing this on every single conversation that I have. This is a preface to the conversation itself. So at some point, I'll make it a point to say, well, Mr. Seller, I just want to let you know a little bit about us. Actually, we're a service provider to our network of investors. In full disclosure, we are purchasing the property with the intention of making a profit, right? We're purchasing the property with the intention of making money on your home. So whether that's we're buying the property to flip it, we're renovating and flip it, whether we assign it, whether we rent it out or Airbnb it, obviously we are doing that with the intention to make the profit, right?
Boom.
I make a point of waiting for the seller to acknowledge that I just said that. Okay, yes. Listen,
Hey,
because listen, the reason why we do this, actually, I got this disclosure when we started listing properties. Like you can list properties before you purchase them, right?
yeah.
You can list properties before you purchase them, as long as you have the seller's permission, as long as they understand that their property will be marketed. That's a part of the disclosure that you got to offer that person, right? You got to be able to offer that person uh, you got to be able to offer them, like, you have to have them sign power of attorney and all of this and all that, but they have to understand exactly what they're getting themselves into, right?
Yeah.
We don't hide stuff from the seller. That's we threw that out a long time ago. You realize too, Isaac, is that you'll get a lot more cooperation. You'll be able to manage these deals and move them down the pipeline, get them from acquisition to the closing table, where you get your money, the seller get their money, the buyer get their new project to work on, right? Where everybody's getting paid and everybody's getting to the next chapter in their life because you're being transparent. You could do that a lot easier. So how do you tell them that you're going to be selling a house to make a profit without telling them that way? Actually, tell them. Set that expectation. Let them know, hey, obviously we are investors, trying to make some money. That's why we're even having this conversation. And from there, a lot of things go smoother. And I really do tell them that. Like, you see that I got call recordings. You know what I'm saying? Like I said that like 10 times today.
I think the biggest thing is like what you talked about, like what you say a lot. It's like what you tell a seller up front. Sellers are usually, more willing to accept something when you say it like, hey, up front, hey, look, before we go any further, full disclosure, we are, whatever we do in this transaction is going to be, for us to make a profit, whether it's this, and you just start naming the different things you might do, or maybe even other kind of strategies you may take on. You know, we are making these moves, obviously to make a profit. Boom. Just let them know, man. And when you say that way, when they come back, it's like, hey, like we disclosed from the beginning, we are, doing this to make a profit, and this is, the strategies that we may take, or strategies steps that we need to take in order to do so, and also get you what you need. So that's kind of, what you want to do, man. Set it up front. Whatever you're gonna do, make sure you're up front. Make sure you establish, set the expectations up front, and sellers are more likely to accept it. So Shaman says, can't miss this. I have a mission to do.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. We have goals, we have team goals that we're working towards. And it's good to, like I said,
Man,
her
Cordero ain't got you on no goal to stay up all night to watch him on this live, man.
dog, she's in the Philippines. We up all night. You're up all night. It's daytime morning time. She having breakfast.
So I'm
She
just saying,
got off work, went to
you
sleep,
staying
woke up.
up all day and all night though.
What you said?
I said staying up
Well,
all
yeah, I
day
mean,
and
yeah,
all night.
she got off work, went to sleep. Now she's having breakfast. She getting her day started. This is her morning routine right here.
Cordero then
Mark
work to the day.
literally, like, he's not. They don't get off days. They were telling me, like, they don't get weekends off.
Nah. So Bobby Mack says 2 mobile home leads, 1 commercial property, 5 bedroom, 3 bath, 3-year-old bill from property leads. About to switch over to leads solo. Dude, on the 2 mobile homes, ask for your money back. Commercial, ask for your money back. So you really only paid in 1 3. So really, you only got 1 lead. You only paid for 1 lead. The other one should be sent back.
Yeah. And you know
Sent
what?
back still worked. Sent back and still worked. And the thing is that 5 bedroom, 3 bath, 3-year-old, 3 years old build, you still work them leads, man. You know,
Hold on.
like don't
He said,
judge a lead.
no. You said, hold on. You said you about to switch over to lead Zolo. You got two mobile home leads, one commercial property, and one you 5 bedroom, 3 bed. You bought four leads, and that didn't work out. You got to switch to this platform. That's not how that works, Bobby Mack. And that's why I say, get it. I know that stuff can cost money and that adds up, but it's usually on average like anywhere from 15 to 20 leads. Let's keep keeping it real. And that depends on your skill set, your ability to identify a deal and lock it up, like acquisitions wise, and then your exit strategies. Like, are you looking for just a straightforward cash offer wholesale? Or are you looking for can you flip properties? Can you hotel properties? Do you have that in your willpower to do? So that's why I say 15 to 20 on the high end. Maybe somebody with Byron or Caritha's capacity, it might take them less deals because they can look at a deal and say, I could take this down and put it into my rental portfolio or something because they have more exit strategies. But either way, you got four leads, and you're like, man, I'm about to switch to something else. That's not how that works, bro. I don't know which one you got. What? Hey, Bobby Mack, you on? Are you on? What is he on? Need to sell my house fast or property lead? Probably property leads. What you think?
Property leads, yeah. Dude, I mean, I think you still in the right spot, man. Maybe you can get on need to sell my house fast as well because you can be at $75 there, but you're paying 125. So far, you've only paid should have paid 125. That's it. If that's all you got, should have only paid 125, and you just work the mess out of the leads that you got. You know what I'm saying? Work the mess out of the leads you got, and just keep going. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're getting leads. Make sure whatever area you're in that you have buyers that you're connected with agents or buyers or somebody that's going to be able to make offers on this stuff. Those mobile homes, try to sell them anyways. You know what I'm saying? Get your money back, still try to sell them. That commercial building, still try to sell it. Get your money back, still try to sell it.
Yeah.
And then that 5 bedroom, 3 bath, you still work the lead no matter what. It's like, there's leads that you think might not have been a deal, you still work on them. Keep working the leads. It doesn't matter. You got to keep working the leads.
That's for sure.
Do what?
Now that's such a big point too, and I was telling even Jay that it's like just because you get I got my money back on that one, so we ain't got to worry about it. No, still worry about it. You can still get it off. Imagine if you get your money back and get a 10K assignment, 15K assignment on that property. So it's just like you never know, and there are plenty of cats out here who are buying mobile homes, and they're certainly buying commercial property. So and do your thing because these people. I always say it's not necessarily just about real estate. This is a people business. Are these people motivated? You know what I'm saying? Like people is a dude with the commercial, do he got a hot potato? Because there's somebody who might be looking at that property and or the mobile homes. So definitely to Byron's point, keep working it and stay where you at. Just know you got a 10x. That's the point of the 10x rule is you tend to drastically underestimate how much it takes to reach success. So then when you hit those roadblocks or you start getting this trash from the beginning, you're like, oh man, this don't work. I need to go. Like, it does work. You were just supposed to do 10 times what you already did to see the actual results. That's like, man, you go to the gym and work out one time. You're like, man, working out don't work. I don't look like Vin Diesel. I don't look like Dwayne. I don't look like Byron. You know what I'm saying? I just like, you gotta go consistently. Byron was the strong man in his high school. He was the strongest person in Fitzgerald at one point. You got to do this consistently. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, for sure, man. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like whatever you thought you were going to need to do to get a deal, if you thought it was going to take only 4 leads to get a deal, 10x that. So go get 40 property leads, and then tell me you switching. Then we would be like, oh, how many leads did you buy? 40. I bought 40 leads and they all trash. Oh, okay. All right. Maybe you need to look to go somewhere else. If you'd have told us that you bought 40 leads from property leads, maybe we would have told you, maybe you need to go somewhere else. We probably would have told you, what are you doing with them? You know what I'm saying? Because, dude, I'm telling you, if you get 40 leads, you're getting a deal. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's a deal in there. You might not get it, but that's the deals. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You just got to be able to get it. The deals are crawling all around. That's another thing. It's like you also got to be able to identify. Like you got to be doing your part. So when the lead come in, you need to call them immediately, right? You need to be connected with investors in that area. Did you send that mobile home to anybody? Did you send those 2 mobile homes to any cash buyers?
That's a good metric.
If you didn't, like that, I measure that. It's like, okay, how many leads did we get? How many leads do we send to cash buyers?
That's a good metric. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? It's like if you ain't said, how do you know it ain't a deal? Could be a deal. You don't even know. That commercial building could be a deal. You have no idea if it's a deal or not. You haven't seen it to any cash buyers. None of them. They might have been wanting to buy that mobile home for more than what that person willing to sell it for, but you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know if it's even a deal.
Yeah.
Did you send a 5-bedroom, 3-bath to and we saying this, you know what I'm saying? We're not just getting on by Matt, but we just saying that's the mentality that you got to attack it with if you getting started. You know what I'm saying? That's why we always talk about buyers first, because you can get leads in. Every lead is not going to look like a layup. You know what I'm saying? Every lead is not going to look like a layup. If you ever played running back, I don't know. You ever play running back? When you get that ball and you running toward the line of scrimmage, it's like, man, coach, it's not always going to be a big gaping hole. You know?
Yeah. Real talk.
Sometimes you're going to be like, man, ain't nowhere to run. You know what I'm saying? You got to go and try to hit right up in there. You got to keep going. Sometimes it don't look like a hole, but once you get up in there, you get slipped up in that thing. They say, you got some daylight. You know what I'm saying? You got to just continue to push, man. You know what I'm saying? You may not think that the mobile home will be talking about something, but it's gonna be talking about. It might be talking about something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You may not think the commercial property is talking about something, but it might be talking about something. That 5-bedroom, 3-bath that's 3 years old, you don't know.
Yeah. Never prematurely value the outcome of your efforts. Never I always say it like this: let them tell you no. And what I mean is, don't tell yourself no. If it's gonna be a no, I'd rather the buyer be like, nah, I ain't messing with this. And if depending on where I'm at, really, if I'm trying to get to that first one, or if I'm just trying to really push it, I might need 10 buyers to tell me no before I say, okay, maybe it actually is a no.
Man, keep pushing out, because it's like, dude, if you only got 4 leads, that's all I got.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, Cordero, if you only had 4 leads? Like, Cordero got so many leads spinning around in his head, he done forgot some leads. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you only had 4, man, you better work the mess out of these. Like, it's like these the only things I got to sell. Like, these the only things I have to sell. I'm just spending my time trying to sell these until another lead come in. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to work on them sellers, trying to get them to a more reasonable place, trying to get them to build more trust and feel more accommodated by what you got to offer. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things you can do that you need to. And when we say 10x, it's not just 10x deep. Sometimes it's 10x wide. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes 10x means I got 100 leads. I need to call all of them. Like, not some today, some tomorrow, some the next. I need to call all 100 today if I can. But then sometimes 10x also means that one lead, I need to go harder on that. Like, I need to call that one person more times. And I'm just using these for examples. Like, I don't need to just call that one person one time and be like, dang, he didn't answer. I need to call them 2 times, text them, call them again, call them, text them, call them, text them, call them, text them, or her, right? And so when we say 10x, you got to think there's so many areas and possibilities you can increase your activity and
But
your
the biggest thing is increase your activity level. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
whatever it is, no matter what you trying to do, no matter how many leads it is that, increase your activity level. You got to increase it, man. Like,
yeah,
you got to increase your activity level. You got to be more active. Another thing about having just a small amount of leads, build a relationship with those sellers. See, are they really in a situation where they got to sell this property? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And if they're in a situation where they got to sell this property, then all you got to do is find that buyer. So they're gonna sell it to somebody.
They're gonna
All
sell,
you got to do is go out there and find it.
and you do not want to be in that situation where you could have got them 95K and you to make 10K and they sell it to somebody else for 95, or they sell it to somebody else for 85. You're like, dang, I could have got them 95. You know what I'm saying? I could have did better by them than anything. So yeah, stay on it. And that was a good. I'm glad you brought that up, Bobby Mack, because that allowed us to like go deeper into it. Because also too, we really reminding ourselves. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
A lot
Like,
of things
Bob,
that
man, we ain't trying to jump on you. We ain't trying to jump on you, Bob Matt. But you know what I'm saying? That's for us too. Like, we have to
yeah
continue to remind ourselves to do the, get on it, get on it. We got to take next our activity level. That's why we reading the book over and over and over and over and over again. You know
yeah
what I'm saying? You
exactly
know what I'm saying? So, we appreciate the ammunition, but the ammo,
yeah
but
yeah. I for sure let it on you.
that's for us and
Let it out.
everybody else that's on this thing. You know what I'm saying? It don't even matter who was on here, they still need the 10x their activity level. You know what I'm saying? Um, so in the way I'm saying, hey man, use the free resources like propwire.com. Yep, use propwire, government records. Hey, I even found for Google. Speaking of that, man, I just house on Google Map for sure. Dang. I need to call my mom about this house that we found vacant on Google Maps. Yeah, man, Google Maps is a good way to find it. Yeah, that's Isaac. Isaac came over from IG, man. Also, good advice I give you: instead of 30 days, you could put 30 business. Anytime you use business days, you use it. I
Yeah,
don't care what it's.
it don't
Anytime
matter if
you can
it's
use
for
business days,
business
use it.
day. Because if it's listen, if it's 4 days on Friday, you got till Monday. If it's 4 business days on Friday, you got to what, Wednesday or Thursday or something. You know what I'm saying? So always business days. Richard says, I think if I feel it's not working for me, then I change my approach and things start looking different. Richard, 100%. That's a big part of this business is being able to know, like, feel that. And this is something that even the pros of the pros of the pros are working on. It's like you got to find a balance, a fine line between. Uh, Sometimes changing your approach means hitting the gas harder. Sometimes changing your approach means not I need to stop cold calling. I just need to do more cold calling,
Yeah.
right?
Or you need to cold call a specific area.
Specific
You know what I'm
area. But
saying?
then again,
Or cold call a
sometimes,
niche list.
yeah, yeah, for sure. But then sometimes changing your approach could mean maybe cold calling is not working right now. You have to, here's the thing. You get to a point where you have to know your numbers. The more you know your numbers, then the better you can gauge these things. You can determine what's not working, right? Because if you can look and say, hey, um, if you got two different marketing channels, like you got cold calling and texting, you can look and say, hey, on the texting, I'm generating way more leads than cold calling, right? Then you can compare those things and just say, okay, the texting is probably doing better. Maybe I should do more of this. But you might realize that, well, on a more granular level, if give or take, sometimes it's text, sometimes it's cold calling. It really don't make too much a difference. But it is dependent upon a list or that area or that certain um, niche list or strategy that I'm doing. So yeah, definitely you want to make sure, Rich, that you're filling out the situation and you're changing your approach as you deem it necessary. But that can be a sticky thing because there's some people like Bobby Mack, and I'm glad you pointed that out again, Bobby Mack. That's such a visceral, um, feedback that you gave us about how you felt. It's like after 4 leads, you realize like, man, I done spent this amount of money and I done this and I haven't gotten anything that I felt like really was working. Then naturally you could think, okay, I need to switch it up. Or but you don't want to switch it up too early. You want to go 10A. As a matter of fact, I would say you probably want to go harder in a given area before you go in a different direction. You know what I'm saying? Like it would probably be better to do more in that direction. Then if you once you've really done a lot and said, okay, I'm not getting a result, then you could change it. But I mean that's just something to consider. Also, don't post your leads with the address because someone gonna call them.
You spending too much time on Facebook, man. So you
Yeah,
got
you
to ask
spend too
people
much
more
time
than
on.
once. Lost
Hey,
deals by not working hard on my leads. No doubt, man. You got to work hard on your leads, man.
yeah,
That's
dude, you spending too much time on Facebook. Byron, listen, my favorite way to qualify, because if I would assume if Isaac, you're asking like if you meet a guy in like random places or on Facebook, how do you like ascertain if this guy's serious or not? My favorite way to find a cash buyer qualifies them from the get go because I look at properties that have been flipped recently. Like obviously it was just flipped. I'll call up the real estate agent or try to reach out to that investor. I say, hey, did you just flip this property? They qualify, boom, because it's right there. I don't have to wonder. I'm not talking to the guy like, is this guy a faker or is he really in the business? Or has he never done a deal and he's trying to sell me a dream, talk like he done a deal? I called him on the basis of a deal that he did. So yeah, or that she did, right? And so that's my favorite way to qualify people is just by reaching out to them about a deal that they recently done, and then but Byron's better at qualifying people on Facebook, man. Or just in general, how do you qualify buyers?
Well, on Facebook, definitely you want to look at their profile. Anybody you want to look at their profile. Like, I don't know if I met a flipper where they're not showing their work somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah,
know. I mean, it got to be some low key flippers out there, but most flippers at some point have posted their work. You know what I'm saying? Most flippers. So when you go in there and look, you're probably gonna see some work somewhere. They're gonna be friends with other flippers. You look at the comments and just see how they comment. Hey man, you did that. That was nice work that you did. The other flipper that may have flipped the property is gonna comment back to them. You could tell, like you can almost tell when it's a flipper to flipper interaction or when it's a flipper to wholesaler interaction. You know what I'm saying? Flippers seem to identify more eye to eye with each other, versus wholesaler to flippers. So, you just gotta, you know, look at the way they talking, look at what the stuff they posting on their page. You know what I'm saying? If you go on their page and they ain't posting about nothing but cats, but they saying they're a flipper. They ain't posting about nothing about LeBron James and they saying they're a flipper. You know what I'm saying? If they posting about playing Madden all day, but they say they're a flipper, probably not true, right? They can play Madden all day and be cold calling at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But they probably ain't flipping real estate if they sitting there playing Madden all day, or doing something else crazy, or got all kind of crazy stuff on their page. Most flippers, a lot of times, are most of building businesses too. Like that, that's just how I see it. A lot of wholesalers don't try to build the business of wholesaling. They just want to wholesale. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see it. What do you think?
yeah, man. Like I said, I think just find people on, connect with them wherever you see they did a deal. You see that they got you see that they got rental properties, or it's like it's been a rental property, it's listed for rent, right? The property was just listed for rent. You could do that exact same thing. Hey, I was calling this property, call the agent. like 9 times out of 10, that's going to be like the property management company. Say, hey, I was calling about this property here. It looks like you working with an investor on this? Would your investor be interested in me bringing some more rental properties to him, or that you could manage for him or her or whoever it is, right? And so it'll work just the same. But I think the best thing is meet them there where you realize that they've done a deal. But yeah, I mean, for sure, every flipper that I know for real is like they got um they they are going to stun on you for lack of a better term. They're going to show you. They're going to be out there because, like Byron said, in that them trying to build a business, they have to get known. They want to establish themselves as they want to establish themselves as an authority in their market, in their business. So they're going to show it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I think that's a great way. And then obviously you can just call cash buyers list. But again, something that Byron said, he was saying, like, if you get 40 you just said this too. If you get 40 PPL leads, then you're certain to get a deal. I'm almost certain if you get 40 leads from anywhere, you can get a deal. You know what I mean? Just if you get 40 codes,
but
I mean, I would say, look, I would
if
say
you get
if you
actual leads, but I mean,
yeah,
if you're
no, no,
getting
no, no.
you
Lead.
could, PPL, I'm talking about if you get 40 just bodies, you're gonna
Those are leads, not 40 prospects. Leads, like
yeah,
40
but
people
these are,
talk
I
to.
mean, even from PPL though, you ain't gotta like we ain't even talking about 40 people you actually talk to. We talking about if 40 items hit your account, you getting a deal. You getting a deal.
Yeah, but I would say probably for cold calling is probably more like 60. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm just talking about a general term. Probably like I would say,
So I'm saying if 60 people pick up the phone.
no, dude, a
No,
lead.
I'm asking. You talking about? Are you talking about 60 people picking up the phone, or are you talking about 60
No,
people?
those
What
are
makes them a lead? Like what identify these 60 people?
people who raise their hand. Those are prospects. People
Okay.
who actually say, "Yeah, I am interested in selling my." I'm talking about 60 people that I would send to my CRM. Right? These are 60 people I would and we make the distinction. And I heard if you read like Alex Hormozy's books, $100 million leads, he makes a distinction. He calls them, I forgot what he calls them, leads to qualify. I forgot what he has a special term, but regardless. If you're just talking to like just the people who answer the phone, those are prospects until they say, "Hey, I'm ready to say." Just like if you texting people, every person that you text that respond back to a text message, who is this? That's just a prospect. Until you get to a point in the conversation where you say, "Hey, this is your property that I'm calling you about, 123 Main Street, and this is Steve Smith. Hey, Steve Smith, we're buying property. Are you interested in selling? I'd be interested." And then you have a conversation. You get information about their condition, so on and so forth. At least those first three things: it's the right person, right address, and they're interested in selling. Because sometimes from there, it's I'm interested in selling, but call me back in a month, at the beginning of the school year, or call me back down the line, or call me back after work. That's an opportunity. Those are leads. If you get 60 of those from just about anywhere, like real people that are qualified, I'm guaranteed you should be able to get a deal off that. I could be wrong. Like, because I'm thinking 60, if you send out mailers and you get 60 people to respond back off the mailers and say, "Hey, you sent me something about my house on Main Street. What is this? I'm a little bit interested." 60 of those, you got to close something. 60 text message leads, you got to close something. 60, just whatever. That's just a general point. I'm curious. I really would like to know that number personally, but I feel very confident, like 40 to 60 from anywhere, you good.
Yeah, but at that point, I think if you actually get on the phone with somebody, they say they're interested in selling, and I think at that point, if you get 20 of those from property leads, then you should have a deal, no doubt. I think that cut down to 20. because you're gonna get a lot of them that you're not even gonna get in contact with. But if you get in contact with 20 people from property leads and they say that they interested in selling, you one of them a deal. One of them is a deal, no doubt. One of them is a legit
They a
deal.
wholesale deal or they a deal a flip?
They're a wholesale deal. You can wholesale the deal. Whether I
Yeah.
mean how big or how small it is, you can wholesale the deal. It's a deal. Rich said, "Have a property. I know the seller person. Oh, okay. And Fitzgerald to fix our percentage of you ASAP. Yeah, man. Send it on over. You already know. You already know. Got 34 people reach out to me for a deal posted on Facebook. Yeah, dude. We already know you spending time on Facebook the way you talking. I saw they interested in selling the first sentence. Hey, there you go. Hey, shoot. Sometimes, man, you gotta go ahead and just shoot your shot, man.
Nah, you got to.
Most people are selling not violation. Oh, it got violations. Some of them do. A lot. Some of them don't though. Like we was talking about the other day. You know, some of my best deals. Nothing was wrong with the property. You know what I'm saying? Nothing was wrong. None of that. They had something come up, something going on, and they just wanted to sell. So, not always, man. Not always. What you
Yeah,
think?
man. Nah, you never know. You don't know where your deal could come from. The people who
Yeah.
are interested, you don't know because life happens to everybody. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Because you got to think of the different ways that you could find a motivated seller. The traditional avenues, let's say probate. What 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 area of town does death happen, and what area of town death don't happen? You know what I'm saying? I hope that people don't die in this part of town. It's just like you don't know where that's going to happen at, and I'm going to inherit a property on just the bad side of town with violation, or will I inherit a property in this nice area, but I don't even live in this state? You know what I mean? Foreclosure. People are getting foreclosed in every neighborhood. People get, so it's not, if that's what you meant, Isaac, to God, most people that are interested in selling got violations. Yeah, I don't think that's, I don't know. I haven't seen that because we see, you do it long enough, you see all type of people, like all type of people. Some people, I've had people just like not your ideal seller at all, like almost like, I don't, I'm tired of you calling me. I sell for the right price. I'm like, okay, what's the right price? And then they say a number, and I'm like, we could do that price. Didn't want to sell, but that was the number that he needed. And he just said a number. I was like, I think we can make that number work. And then we made it work. You know what I mean? So no violations. It was a cool
You know
property. It
what
was
I'm
just
saying?
like, yeah, I'm talking about. It was just like that. Like he needed um well, he didn't really need anything. The property needed some work, but it was in a very decent neighborhood, and he just needed what he needed to move, and he moved. So you can't really. That's the thing. You can try to like group them and identify these people, but I don't think it's like if you meant violations on the property, I don't think so. What's y'all's take on Tennessee market? Is this
Cordero, you
real?
know anybody in the Tennessee market?
is, I don't know. Is this for real? What is our take on
Anybody.
it? I am in the Tennessee market, brother. That's the market I'm in, brother. Please, brother. Please, brother. Brother, what are you doing, brother? Tyler Banks. That name sounds familiar too, by the way. Maybe I'm
Maybe it's
tripping.
related to Philip Banks.
Yeah, Philip Banks. But I think honestly, man, I think I'm in the middle Tennessee market. Like I sometimes I look in like places like Memphis or whatever, but not really. I'm in the Middle Tennessee market. I think there's a lot of stuff here in Middle Tennessee. My man in Memphis. I think there's a lot of stuff here in Middle Tennessee. It's overpriced. I think honestly, it's stiff. Like it's hard. It's getting harder. It's easier to find stuff in Georgia, I feel like, than it is in Middle Tennessee. However, I just think that doesn't I think it just changes the metrics. It doesn't change your ability to do something. So I said this, like I was just talking about, you could get 40 cold call leads or 60 cold call leads. Let's say it takes 40 cold call leads in Georgia to get a deal and 60 cold call leads in Tennessee to get a deal. So just do the 60. That's kind of how I feel about it when I'm thinking about how like the market is kind of a little bit more saturated. But also it depends on which sub market you're in too, because I'm looking in sub markets like Bedford County, Coffee County, that's Shelbyville, Franklin County, so Shelbyville, Tullahoma, Manchester, Winchester, Lynchburg. Um, well, Lynchburg is kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy off the rip. That's you know what I mean. So
Bell buckle.
I don't know about. I mean, there's some leads. There's some leads that we hitting on. That was from Bell Buckle, but markets, and you can go to one of these areas where it's rich. It's like a river. Like where the civilization tend to happen, it's going to happen near water, and just everything are close to the water. And the further you get away from that water, the less it's going to be like a desert, quite literally and figuratively. So the interstate that flows through Middle Tennessee is the river, right? That goes from Clarksville all the way down to Chattanooga. So that way you can get from Georgia to Kentucky. It's an interstate. And so you got Nashville, Murfreesboro right there, and then there's sub-markets around there. But, if you can be off in one of them little side markets, I think you can really hit it and do your thing. That's what in the bell buckle.
What's the bell buckle, man?
I don't know, man.
Good old bell buckle, man. Good old bell buckle. Anyways, Rich says it's a battle for me. Of time management, so I try not to stay on the phone with the wrong people. I feel you on that, man. Tyler Banks said,
hey, yo, Tyler Banks, dude, get with me, man. If you in the look, also too, I got a couple leads that come in from Memphis every now and then, and you know what I'm saying, I'm not sure how many. Let me know, dude. How many deals have you done? Where you at in your journey? I got a couple deals. If you like, I can send them over. You can take a look at them, or you can maybe go look at some property for me, and we can work you in there. But if you also are looking in Middle Tennessee, like if you just saying, hey man, I want to start searching in the Murfreesboro area or a Bedford County area, and you already cold calling, texting, or getting PPL leads or doing marketing, then you want to beef up your reach in Tennessee, let me know. Connect with me, and we can do some more. Just whatever. Just let me know, dude. Shout out to Memphis, though. Shout out to Memphis, man.
Shout out to Memphis.
A county is called Bell Buckle. You're right. You're right, bro. It's a city. Damn. It's a city. It's a town, actually.
Bell Buckle.
Municipality.
Man, that's funny, man. Old Bell Buckle. But shoot, man, we've been on this thing almost 55 minutes. It's dang near 12 o'clock over here on the East Coast. Man, we about to get up out of this thing, man. We appreciate y'all coming through. We're going to do this roll call. So if you got any questions, man, let us know. The CEO says, long live King of Memphis, man. Let's see. Tyler Banks says just starting, but background is in construction.
Oh yeah. Let me drop my IG because you can go look at the property for me. Let me know.
His IG is Mr. 615.
That's not my ID, man. I don't know. We gotta make sure it's not a cat that already got that name.
He said he is Mr. 615. He Mr. 615, Mr. Shelbyville, Mr. Murfreesboro, Mr. Middle Tennessee.
Don't call me that because that's crazy. Now what I'm gonna be, Mr. Bell Buckle next? Yeah. CEO got me. Yes, sir. CEO got me, man. Man, y'all add me. Y'all add me, dude, on IG. just let me know. You can DM me and just let me know if you got deals, leads. Like I said too, Tyler Banks. I mean, if you got background in GC work, I can send you over to a property, look at it, just let us know what it needs. Or if you got a buyer or whatever, man, I would love to connect with anybody in the Tennessee area. We're looking for deals. We are looking for deals. I'm trying to be like Byron. I'm trying to be like Byron when I grow up. Yo, by the way, y'all, Byron just sent me a picture
Man, stop.
earlier.
Rich said, Rich said, love for Mr. Bell Buckle, man. Hey, Mr. Bell Buckle out this thing, man. Shout out to Bob Matt, man. Bob Matt gave us some ammo tonight, man. We went in on it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have it. Got me thinking, Cordero thinking, everybody thinking. Appreciate that, Bob Matt.
Shout out,
Uh,
Byron.
dude, shout out to the CEO in the building. Shout out, Shami. What's going on, man? She
Sammy.
came
Hey, shout out, Sammy, man. Shout
no
out
doubt.
to
And we Jessa actually came through and like the video on Facebook, man. So shout out to Jessa, man. Jessa be putting in that work over there in the trucking, man. We finna get our gear, our trucking gear. We finna get this real estate gear. Don't worry, Cordero, we're gonna get you a shirt for sure. And yeah, man,
Hey, you
we
might as well get some
doing
jersey. Get some jersey, put
some
615 on the back of mine.
on the whim. What's up,
That's,
Isaac?
uh,
Rich.
under Wim, that's Isaac right there. Shout out to Isaac
Yeah,
for coming
that's
through.
Isaac. Shout out to Isaac, man. Glenda Star, what's up? Glenda always coming through. We appreciate
Shout
you
out to
coming
Glenn,
through.
man.
How you doing? Um, and man, Tyler Banks, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to
thanks.
TB, man. Shout out to TB. And we appreciate everybody who came through, man. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you like the video. We had like 12 people in here just a second ago. Like the video, man. Go ahead and like the video. Share all our stuff. You know what I'm saying? We dropping videos every single day. And man, we gonna, we making moves trying to teach people how to do this thing, man. Cause it's like, dude, one deal can change a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I look back at we had Justin Ship jump on this thing a couple of nights ago, and I just started thinking like, dang man, one deal could change a joke, could change person life, their whole family life. So, man, I'm putting together some stuff to try to see if I can help people do the same kind of stuff, and so we'll see how that works, and we'll tell you how that goes. But anyways, until tomorrow, man, we up out of this thing, man. Until tomorrow, we appreciate y'all for coming through. But peace out, y'all. Wow, with these comments at the end, man. Appreciate y'all. Peace out.